Hi Leo, this is Amanda Nardozzi. Thanks for hopping into here. This reading is going to be for April 29th to May 5th. So that being said, I'm going to start intuitively channeling through the tarot. So check in with your guides, check in with your spirit team, connect with the seed of your intuition so that you can sync up with the messages that are for you, the messages that are for others. And we'll see what energies are at play this week. Okay, so the focal point of your reading is the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups, I'm kind of getting an image of somebody scrutinizing something, because that's what the Queen of Cups is doing, is she's looking very closely at this cup, and it's almost like you're looking very close at the details of something right now. I'm hearing like nothing will escape me. So it's almost like you're looking at a situation very closely, and it's almost like you're trying to determine if that's right for you or if that's what's best for you. But the Queen of Cups, it's almost like you need a healthy dose of intuition in order to make your moves, because you can inspect all of the crevices of this cup as you want, all of the crevices of the situation, but it's almost like not everything's going to be apparent to you until you open up the cup. You see there's a cap on it, right? So you see there's a cap on the cup. You see that there could be something inside, and that's what we really care about, right? It's almost like she's trying to discern the clues as to what's inside. So it's almost like with this card, Spirit has given you a gift or a surprise of some sort, and then you're left to wonder, okay, well, what exactly, how can this lead to something being fruitful for me? So it's like mainly just an opportunity. So look at it as an opportunity. You have the Empress paired with the Moon. So again, this is that element of confusion that surrounds this thing that you're trying to crack the code on, right? But on the side that we were talking about, intuition with the Queen of Cups, the Moon, while representing confusion and being unclear of how to move forward, on the other side of the Moon, it also represents the intuition that we would need to guide us through the smoke, to help guide us through things being unclear. So I'm hearing, don't disparage yourself. This is something that it's almost like, again, that's kind of like something that you have to tune in for. And then this is the parallel here with the Empress. You have the Empress and the Moon paired together. It's almost like the Empress, you do see a fruitful opportunity. This is something that seems fruitful. It almost seems like, I'm hearing like this can be a blessing in disguise. It might not have the prettiest package on it though. So that being said, that almost seems like I'm tuning into the situation itself, something that's already present to you. It's almost like this opportunity, it's presented to you and you're like, oh, this is cool. But again, it's almost like this is not the prettiest package. There might be some other stuff in here that I'm very meh on. Okay. You also have the Two of Swords and you have the Four of Pentacles. A lot of people have been getting these two cards today. But the Four of Pentacles is coming from a place of lack, or feeling like you're coming from a place of lack. Like the Pentacles typically relates to finances. I usually assign skills. Some of you may feel like in terms of like energy levels or things in the physical, it represents things like spirituality as well. So some of you are just keeping your resources close, or there's like this feeling of lack, or this feeling of like not feeling as abundant as you could be. And the Two of Swords is needing to make a choice, and it's almost like the choice is being made because of that lack, or that because of that lack of abundance. So it's almost like it's like a call and response type of thing to the universe of, what do I want? More abundance. How do I get it? I have to make this choice that might not seem like it's in the prettiest package. So that being said, we're going to dive into Oracle cards and see if we can dive into this energy a little bit more. And again, I see it being a blessing in disguise because there's more to be learned. Okay. And it's so interesting because you have something on the one side, because I'm looking at it almost like split down the middle. The Queen of Cups, this is you needing to use your discernment. But on the one hand, you have the Empress and the Four of Pentacles here. And this is concerning something about, I'm hearing like staying faithful to your dreams, staying faithful to things. You could still stay faithful and make the choice that you need to make, is what I'm hearing. So that being said, you have the Moon and the Two of Swords. I'm hearing this will be clear in hindsight, or this will be clear after the judgment has been made. So the judgment being made on your part. But the Moon and the Two of Swords, these are heavy intuition cards, things being murky. The Two of Swords always comes up when I need to make a choice and I'm not sure the choice to make. Like, I do feel like intuitively there is a choice to be made, but it's almost like this is where I feel stuck. So just make sure there's also an element of stagnation here. Make sure you are not stalling on making this choice, right? So stagnation can be an issue when the Two of Swords presents itself. All right, let's dive into the Oracle cards for real now so that nothing else comes through. You have Netcaster, preparations come to fruition. This is something that you dreamed before. This is something like some element at play. There is something here that is satisfying your wants. So it's almost like things are coming to fruition in the grand scheme of things. It might be coming to fruition slower than you imagine, but netcaster is, again, that's stagnancy. That's warning against stagnancy. Like, you have the net. Now, the issue with netcaster is sometimes they take a while to cast it. Like, it takes a while to cast it, and it's almost like, maybe I don't have the right fish under this net. Like, I see some fish below the water swimming, and I want to make sure that I catch the prettiest fish, or I want to catch the flounder, but it looks like there's only salmon in the pond right now. You might have to wait ages. You might have to keep yourself like full in the meantime before you catch that flounder that you're looking for, if that makes sense. So that's why they're like, spirits like, cast your net now, Leo. Let's see what we got from the Angels and Ancestors deck. So it's almost like, it's like a now or never, like that presents a now or never type of thing. So again, warning against stagnancy, paired with that Two of Swords. You also have High Priest, intend and create. So again, it's almost like you are very involved in this process. Don't feel like it's happening to you. Understand that you are a co-creator here. So again, it's almost like spirits like, take your power back and recognize the elements of your situation that you can change. What is it that you intend to do with this new power? This choice that you make sends you, like, it's almost like you're embarking on a path that you didn't expect to go on. So that being said, how do you want this next phase to look? How do you intend to craft this idea? It's almost like I have this vision, idea, this desire, and it's almost like it's like a puddle of clay, and you have to like, it's like this mound of clay that you have to shape the details out of, and it's almost like that's the energy, that's the work that you're going to have to put in as time goes on. So they're asking for your intention. They're asking you on your way with this path to be specific and be conscious of where your energy is going throughout the day so that you can create the life that you want. Be conscious of where you're putting your mind energy to. So making sure that you're putting your thoughts. I'm hearing like you're close to your goal. You're close to your goal. A lot of you are actually closer than you appear. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if it was this sign or if it was another sign, but they're showing me the image of, like the car view mirror. So like when you're looking at like the car side door and like that mirror that says objects are closer than they appear, it's almost like your dreams are closer than they appear. Like your dreams are physically, but it's almost like the opposite. So like in a car, objects are closer because it, so you can prepare, right? But I feel like it's the reverse with your dreams. It's almost like it is closer, but to you it seems far away. So it's almost like they're very close to you, but it's almost like you're not recognizing it yet. And this is almost kind of like those final steps, or it's like you're making magic happen. Like it's almost like you just need to put in that effort to create it. So just keep on the path, even if you are making this choice that seems to be going on a little bit of a detour. You also have manifestation. We talked about this is again, like you are a co-creator. So you are taking these steps, you are taking this action, taking ownership of it and saying, I can and I am capable of manifesting a thing that I want. So again, manifestation, that card talks about your thoughts. Make sure that your thoughts are focused on your highest outcome, your highest intentions, and it's focused on I'm getting like well-being too. So some of you might actually have health concerns or like a well-being concern. Like I want to be overall well. So focus on like the highest possible outcome with that. Like what's the greatest thing that can come from this? But not being confined to the limitations of your circumstance, but thinking more broadly in a perfect world. What would you like to create? And then working with that. You also have the present. I fully experience every moment of my life by living in the present. Manifestation works best in the present, not the past, not the future. I see a lot of you being focused hardcore on the future and what the future may bring. And it's almost like, oh, once this comes here, once this gets here, that's going to be my saving grace. And that's not really how manifestation works. That's not really how to bring your manifestations in. What you need to be doing is focusing on the present moment, focusing on what you can be doing in the present moment. There's like this daily dose of gratitude that comes in of like, oh, let me recognize the things that do bring me joy to help bring me back to myself and help sharpen my skills of discernment. That helps connect with yourself a little bit more so that magic and manifestation can work through you. So that's why gratitude is important. Imagination is important because you don't want to be confined to the limitations of your circumstances. You want to be dreaming more so that way you can dream bigger for yourself. You want to dream for your highest good, not necessarily what you are seeing in your limitations, because then we're not actively changing. We are only working within our limitations, if that makes sense, right? So change always comes with stepping out of our comfort zone. That being said, focusing on the present is where you have your true power. And sometimes being present is focusing on the little things. You see this fairy is focusing on this mouse, and mouse spirit often comes with tending to the little things and making sure that nothing little goes missed. That's not taking care of every single little detail in your life, but if you are feeling like an ache in your joint, or if you're feeling something like that's indicating that you need to slow down and take care of your body, for instance, that's typically one of the little things that people overlook. Or it's like, oh, like, maybe I'm going to get takeout rather than like, making myself something at home. But that something at home might be a little bit more healthy than what you'd be getting out and about. So like keeping that in mind, it's almost like making that little bit of small effort to like come back to yourself, take care of, or it's almost like, I have days where I feel like doing yoga and I don't do yoga, and I'm like, okay, well, let me pressure myself into doing more work. But meanwhile, coming back to myself and doing more yoga is actually going to help me stay more productive later. And it actually does serve my overall aim because I feel better and I feel like approaching my work with a more fresh perspective. And it helps bring more nuanced takes to what I'm doing because I've come back to myself, right? So again, that coming back to yourself seems to be incredibly important for understanding how to move forward. What is it that you need at this time, Leo? What is it that you need? Deepening. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. So this is, I'm deepening your relationship with yourself, deepening your connection to the divine. Those are two sides of the same coin here. So when you deepen your relationship with yourself, this is loving, accepting, understanding yourself, embracing yourself. This is, I feel like this is understanding and I'm getting like you have a knowing for your situation. You have this internal knowing. You do have, it's almost like I'm getting something, they're saying the word clockwork. So it's almost like you have this inner knowing. You have something moving like clockwork. And it's almost like you need to tune in and understand that clockwork a little bit more. It's like you are understanding your intuition and your knowing a little bit deeper. You are understanding your wants, your fears a little bit more. But it's almost like, you are understanding your own process for co-creation. You are understanding your manifesting abilities on a deeper level. And in understanding this, you are deepening your relationship with the divine and understanding. It's almost like maybe in the past you've expected a lot from spirit, or you've expected the world to do things for you, or it's almost like, oh, I'm waiting for things to happen to me. And over time you have understood your process in co-creation. And now that you are kind of understanding more and more of your process of co-creation, it's almost like, well, how can I work with this co-creative relationship with the divine? How can I understand this manifestation process a little bit deeper so that we can all be dancing together and actually reach our goals and our dreams, right? And fulfill our ambitions. And I'm almost hearing like there's a deep satisfaction in knowing that the universe has your back, that the universe is there, and that you are taking an active part. It's almost like I see you taking powerful, intentional steps forward. Like I'm quite literally seeing you do the walk. I also see somebody who used to talk the talk a lot and not do the, not walk the walk, but I see you actively, you've been walking the walk, especially as of late. And it's almost like, over time in your life, you've learned to walk that walk. And now that you are walking that walk a little bit more, you are taking intentional steps towards what it is that you want to create. And again, it's that understanding on a more spiritual level, how you are manifesting with the divine. And it's almost like you are kind of learning that, like, how you receive opportunities, how you can act on them, and it's almost like you're understanding that exchange a little bit more, like, oh, what's being delivered to me, and then you're opening up the package, and then you are receiving, you are doing something with it, and then you are receiving kind of more packages to explore. So that exchange is almost something that you're studying and learning to understand. You also have 425 from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. I'll always read these messages twice. Excuse me. Your angels are encouraging you to connect with the lessons of your current situation. One more time. Your angels are encouraging you to connect with the lessons of your current situation. I feel like, again, we just said this. I feel like I'd be a broken record if I elaborated, but again, focusing on the lessons of your manifestation, focusing on the lessons of that your discernment is bringing you, understanding your relationship with the divine. That being said, Leo, I hope this helped you in some way. I do appreciate you tuning in. If this has resonated with you, go ahead, like and subscribe and all the things. Keep up to date with my weeklies. I sprinkle collectives in between. If you want to learn tarot, follow me on Instagram. I make posts. I do daily card pulls for myself, and I explain how I apply them, different things that I channel through, and I do follow-ups to help return to that meaning and figure out what was accurate, what did I not look into deep enough, things like that once the energy is settled. That being said, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.